In IELTS Writing Task 2, students often spend most of their time on body paragraphs, but two short paragraphs can still damage the whole essay, the introduction and the conclusion. In this lesson, we will fix them together. You will learn how to rephrase the question, give a clear agree or disagree answer, and close the essay without copying or adding new ideas. There are 4 mistakes we will fix. In the introduction, many students copy the question, or they write a general sentence without a clear position. In the conclusion, many students repeat the same words from the introduction, or they add a new idea at the very end. These mistakes are common because the paragraphs look simple, but in IELTS, simple does not mean careless. Each sentence needs a job. Here is our agree or disagree question. Some people believe governments should spend more money on public transport than on building new roads. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Before writing, split the prompt into 2 parts. The topic idea is government spending on public transport and roads. The task instruction is, to what extent do you agree or disagree? When we write, our introduction will have 3 small jobs. Open with the situation, rephrase the topic, and give a clear answer. Now, look at a weak introduction. Some people believe governments should spend more money on public transport than on building new roads. This essay will discuss this issue. Maybe the grammar is okay, but the paragraph is still weak. Why? First, the student copied the question. That does not show control. Second, the student did not answer the question. The examiner still does not know, do you agree or do you disagree? So before we write a good introduction, we need a simple opening, a rephrased topic, and a clear position. Now let's learn a simple way to paraphrase. Do not just search for difficult synonyms. Use 3 safe techniques. First, change the structure. Some people believe can become, it is often argued that. Second, replace topic words accurately. Spend more money can become give more funding. Third, use examples or category words. Public transport can become buses, trains, and other public transport systems. The goal is not to sound complicated. The goal is to keep the meaning clear. Let's write the introduction together. We will use 3 simple sentences. First, we start with the situation. This is just a real observation about the topic. Watch the pad. In many cities, traffic is a daily problem, and people need easier ways to travel. Good. This sentence is easy, but it brings the reader into the topic. Now, sentence 2. We rephrase the question idea. It is often argued that governments should give more funding to buses, trains, and other public transport systems instead of building more roads. Good. Same meaning, but new language. Now, sentence 3. This is where we answer the question directly. I strongly agree with this view because better public transport can reduce traffic and help more people travel easily. Now the introduction is complete. Sentence 1 gives the situation. Sentence 2 rephrases the topic. Sentence 3 gives a clear position. Before we write the conclusion, let's assume the body paragraphs are already planned. We are not writing them in this video. We only need to know what ideas they contain. Body paragraph 1 says public transport can reduce traffic. The key points are fewer private cars, less traffic at busy times, and less pressure on roads. Body paragraph 2 says public transport helps people travel easily. The key points are support for workers and students, better connections between areas, and help for people without cars. Good. Now the conclusion has a job. It must close these same ideas in fresh language. Now let's fix the conclusion. The first common mistake is repeating the introduction with the words and conclusion added at the front. The answer is the same, but the language feels copied. The second mistake is adding a new idea, like banning petrol cars. That idea may be interesting, but if it appears for the first time in the conclusion, it does not belong there. A conclusion should close the essay, not start a new argument. Let's write the conclusion now. We keep the same position, but we change the language. First sentence. Overall, I believe transport budgets should focus more on buses and trains than on road expansion. This means the same thing as the introduction, but it does not copy the sentence. Now we need one final summary sentence. This is because good public transport can move many people at once and reduce pressure on busy roads. Notice what we did not do. We did not add a new reason. We did not add a new example. We simply closed the same answer, clearly. Before you finish any agree or disagree essay, use this checklist. For the introduction, ask, did I open the situation? Did I rephrase the topic? And did I give a clear position? For the conclusion, ask, did I keep the same answer? Did I use fresh language? And did I avoid new ideas? If yes, your essay begins and ends with control. Begin clearly, finish cleanly. That is what the examiner needs to see. This is the adaptive IELTS way. Do not memorize a perfect essay. Learn the job of each sentence, understand the task, build the paragraph, and write with control. Clear thinking creates clear writing, and clear writing creates a better IELTS answer.